All right, last week I was at the Jackie Robinson Museum in Lower Manhattan. Here I am at his school, his alma mater, UCLA, and I love seeing the 42. What a dude. True American hero. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. UCLA, Jackie Robinson's alma mater. And I'm sure he will be very proud of the first Thursdays of each month where they do this program in the square there. I was part of this week's, it was Friendsgiving, and we were kicking off a program for students there, Basic Needs. I'm not sure if I'm so crazy about that name, but it's a great program. Monroe Gordon there you see, along with there's Monroe and Chef Rochelle Huppin. You're going to meet some pretty interesting people in today's show. I hope I'm one of those interesting folks, LOL. There's the chancellor there. The kids just really responded to him on stage. This was an incredible day. We did a cooking class teaching students how to stretch their budget, how to shop good, and we answered questions. It's just Gloria there. She's a pastry chef. Just a beautiful day. I don't know if I can emphasize that enough. Now, this was the night on stage where we did another live cooking demonstration. I think I've shared with you in the past, I'm not crazy about cooking competitions because I believe food should be shared and not fought over. I do not want to be a part of a Hunger Games. So the three chefs, Julia there, Rochelle, and me, we did a cooking demonstration. Then we turned the stage over for others to do battles. There's the chancellor again, along with Monroe and Casey. This was just a beautiful, beautiful night. If you get a chance to be in Los Angeles on first Thursdays of each month, check out the program. That's what we made. All right, I'm going to get this show kicked off with a little garden tour, and then we'll meet some interesting folks from UCLA. Now, this is one of the in-ground garden space raised beds that students and faculties have access to. So as the program develops, I'm hoping we can do more and help students grow more fresh food for themselves in their dorms and their apartments. These are the tower gardens that are just beautiful. They're growing lots of herbs and fresh greens here, and it's used in a lot of the cafeterias around the campus. All right, let's go meet someone that helps puts all this beautiful fresh food to work, to use, to good bellies. Peace, spread love. My new friend,
Al Farone.
Al Farone. Yeah. Now, Al, tell me now, you walk around these suits and ties here at UCLA, and you have how many restaurants here that you?
Well, we have 11 outlets on the Hill that we serve our students with. We do about 34,000 meals a day over there. And then in addition to that, we have LCC, which is Luskin Conference Center. We have a restaurant there, plus a catering department, 35,000 square feet of banquet space. In addition to that, we have a catering department.
Whoa!
And that services the entire campus, anywhere where we have buildings, outside, inside. We just finished Parents Weekend. I think we did about 10,000 meals over Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow, Al, this is incredible. And we have about 44,000 students at UCLA? Did I get that number wrong?
We have 15,000 students living on the Hill. We call it the Hill, which is the campus area.
That's new to me. I'm a Georgia boy. I'm a Bulldog. We got a hill too. Well, keep coming. So 15,000 living. However, the commuting range, there's more,
well, there's many more than that. We have apartments. See, they only live on the Hill for the first 2 years. You get some transfer students. Third years, some stay on the Hill on our campus, but the rest of them go to apartments, and they have kitchens over there.
Okay.
Now, on the Hill, as we refer to the resident dorms here, there's no kitchens, so that's where we do the 34,000 meals a day.
Gotcha. Now, this program that we're starting to embark on, Student Need, can you tell me about that? Is that part of your bailiwick, or is that?
Yeah,
no, you give me support.
Absolutely. The reason for this teaching kitchen is clear. Like, we were rated 6 out of 7 years, Niche Magazine, #1 food in the country by the students.
Niche Magazine.
It was niche.com.
Okay.
They used to be a magazine. They went to
right,
online, and they survey the students.
Mhm.
And we got a sample of about 6,000
Wow.
inputs. So that's a pretty good sampling.
Yeah.
And they do that across the board with 14,000, I think 47 universities. And so year after year we come, number one.
Nice.
Yeah, and the students love what we do here. And the big thing for them is when they transition to apartments, they try to find friends so they can come back and eat on the hill. That tells us, well, I don't know if they're getting what they need when they're in the kitchens.
Gotcha.
So we figured, well, how do we do that? We want them to continue to eat healthy. They eat really healthy here, and they love the food. So how do we do that? Well, we say, let's put some teaching kitchen together, put some classes together, and teach them how to transition to the
From
kitchen,
the hill to their own
kitchen.
kitchen. I
Because
love that.
what happens is, they get there and everything's foreign to them. And they go back reverting to eating non-healthy ways.
Yeah.
So we're putting together some programs. I think we have like 15 different programs at this point.
Again, Chef Curtis with a new superstar in the house. Chef Julia, and your last name, Julia?
Roten.
Roten. From LA?
Born and raised.
Wow. Now, how long have you been here on the UCLA campus?
3 years almost exactly. October 2019.
Now, we have been talking about you, and are your ears burning?
A little bit. A little bit.
There's been so many great things shared around this UCLA campus today, and a lot of them have been about you and the work you're doing in your what's the official name of your
We're the
workshop?
UCLA Teaching Kitchen.
The Teaching Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I love being a teacher.
Same. And actually, that's what I got my bachelor's degree in, elementary school education.
Aww.
And then after doing my student teaching, I realized that those people are angels among us, the people who give their lives to teach our children. And I might not have it in me. So I realized I also didn't really want to give up the kitchen. Chef,
yes.
like there's something about the kitchen called me back. So I found a job where I still get to teach, but I get to cook. And it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Personally, I don't like the question, what's your favorite thing to cook? I get that
Every
so many
day.
times, every day.
Every day.
And I say to folks, for me, it's like, I love cooking whatever is fresh. I let the fresh stuff guide my menu,
answer.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you that question.
Well, my favorite answer, though, because I'm prepared, because, we get that question all the time. I was a catering chef for most of my coming up years, about 20 years in LA. And so my favorite thing to cook is what you want to eat right now.
Oh, dang. I'm going to steal that one.
It's a good one.
Okay, I'm going to steal that one and put it in my coat, chef's coat,
Yeah.
and use it tomorrow.
We do this because to feed people, not to just be a chef.
Now, I've had a chance to visit your teaching kitchen, and I love it. It's a very beautifully intimate, cozy space.
It's a good small space.
And however, you can
done.
expand it too if you want. That huge area out front. What do we call? Was that an old church? What was that?
It's interesting. It's a clubhouse that's part of the Los Angeles Tennis Center.
Okay.
I know. It was built for the 1984 Olympics, and it's probably going to be used again in great glory in the 28 Olympics coming up.
I hope I'm around for those.
Same.
It's a beautiful space, though.
Yeah.
Can people who aren't part of the UCLA family, can they visit the kitchen, or is it possible?
We have some partners outside of the immediate community that we try to help supplement their programming, but mostly it's the community, both on campus and off. So household members, alumni, you don't have to be an immediate on-campus student, but anyone in the UCLA community can take advantage of our programming. And then if you have a special request, we try to meet those needs too.
I mean, there's so much I want to ask you about. We don't have to cover it all today. You get students to come in. How do they get to be a part of your world, your space? If I'm on UCLA, how can I get to be a part of the teaching kitchen?
So there's a few different ways. Through recreation department, all students, staff, and faculty have access to our programs. We do extracurricular classes.
And faculty.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So we run special wellness programs for staff and faculty. We run different cooking and baking classes just for kind of side fun projects. But we also supplement academic programming and curriculum on campus with the med school, the nursing school, the School of Public Health, the food studies program, and anyone else who asks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now that I'm a part of the UCLA family, I may have to go learn some stuff in your kitchen. Now, there's so much I want to ask you about. Again, we'll have to do another one of these up in your space at some point. One, you love to travel, correct?
I do.
And the last time you were taken on a vacation, where were you off to?
I went to Chicago.
I love it. Sweet home, right?
Yeah.
You got family there or just wanted to go check it out?
No, it's just the first time to actually explore the city as an adult, and the food.
Yeah, it's a great food city.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it is. It was great to explore.
When we talked to Chef Rochelle, she lived in Chicago. In fact, but I'm getting ahead of myself, folks. Y'all bear with the old,
Wait for that
old
one.
chef. Wait for that one. So the thing that really, this is what I learned today about you, is this, what you do at the farmers markets. I'm going to, in your words, tell me what's going on there.
So I do a couple of different things with the farmers market. We have an on-campus UCLA farmers market that students run, and I try to do outdoor demonstrations there. Either I lead them, or we sometimes are going to have students do peer-to-peer instruction, just teaching basic, simple recipes using fresh ingredients that you can find at the market. I also work with the Westwood Farmers Market, and we take gleaned produce to a transitional housing center and teach families how to use it.
All the great work Chef Julia does, and she has no idea what's coming up. Big surprise.
Together. And I'm up here tonight because Chef Julia has been really instrumental in these classes. 9 months ago, I was introduced to Julia over Zoom, and I told her about this dream I had of hosting these classes. And she offered to write the curriculum. And 10 days later, we had another Zoom meeting. And she showed me her curriculum and then offered to teach the first class. Yeah, exactly. And since then, every single month, she has been calling burners, like heavy cooktop kerosene burners, and spices, and mixing bowls across town, leading these like really energetic cooking classes. I don't know if you know this, but she's not just an excellent chef. She has this wonderful background in education. So teaching these classes, and they're not only getting kids to eat vegetables and prepare their own food unexpectedly, they've been this wonderful bonding period for parents and kids. They're bonding and they're coming together over food. It's absolutely lovely. I've had the privilege of being Julia's assistant at these classes, and it's usually the very best thing for me. So I am here to say thank you.
They said thank you to Chef Julia with flowers and a check for $5,000. I started crying, so I had to stop the video. All right, next time I'm down, I want to come help you with that program.
Please.
Okay?
Oh yeah, the more the merrier.
The cameras won't be with us. This is the kind of work that we do from our heart.
Yeah.
And I love that about you.
Well, thank you.
That's not something that you look for lights on. You just do it, and that's one of the things that, I'm going to brag on the people in our industry. We are, I don't want to say givers. We are lovers.
Yeah. Well, there's something so amazing about feeding somebody. It's more than just a body; it's a soul.
Ooh! I thought Chef Joy had to be crying. Now you're going to make me ball out big time. So, when we talk about this now, young people that are looking for, I don't even like saying career, for a passion, a mission. I mean, I found it in food.
Same. And if you have that calling, if it's something that keeps pulling you back, then that's where you belong.
Yeah.
There's something that I read once many years ago when I was trying to decide if culinary school and a career in food was right for me. And it was, if you enjoy, or if you get as much pleasure out of peeling a potato as you do from torching a creme brulee, then this is where you are supposed to be.
That's good. I mean, culinary school.
Yeah.
This is a question. Back in my Food Network days, when I had great, wonderful, incredible chefs on, I would ask them, do you have room for apprentice in your kitchen? Because a lot of us can't afford to pay.
Yeah.
What's your thought? Again, I'm not throwing shade on culinary schools. Needed.
Yep.
Must have. The learning that goes on there, the things that I don't pick up as an apprentice, I can get in culinary school.
Sure.
However, some of us can't afford it. What are your thoughts? How do we uplift kids from different parts of society who could find a great life in this? Any thoughts that we can share with folks watching us?
Well, I think that what you're leaning towards is really great. There are so many people in our industry who are willing to give a little bit of their time as a mentor. Excuse me. So allowing that space in, I think, every kitchen, catering, restaurant, bakery, having at least one position for a paid internship.
Yes.
I want to emphasize paid apprenticeship.
Yes.
To make sure that we get that hands-on training, because I did go to culinary school. That was because I was kind of starting a little bit later in life, and I wanted to get the well-rounded, fully encompassed fine dining training rather than one restaurant at a time and work my way up. But that's a great way to do it, because you learn so many things from so many different chefs and so many other cooks around you. And so if you just dive in and get a job, and you realize after that first job it's still calling you back, then just stick with it.
I love that.
I was going to say, because if the first job it doesn't call you back, then maybe find something. Maybe it's not the right place.
Maybe it's not the right spot.
Yeah, and that's okay too.
It's an
things happen.
Somebody happened in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We talk about those apprentices. Like, you were in Chicago, and we lost Charlie Trotter a few years ago. He was one of the. I mean, I used to love sitting in Charlie's kitchen and just talking to him, because he's this man who didn't go through the classic training. However, he was considered one of the best in the biz.
Yeah, I have many of the books.
Same. Rochelle and I both, we sat in his kitchen. I've sat in his. I love the fact that he had his own studio next door to. I mean, he was, and still is. He inspires me, right? He and Patrick Clark both, who are up there looking down at us in the kitchen, and you meet someone, say hello, and I love the fact that when we met, we didn't do the resume sharing. It's like, however, we get to know each other. And I'm so blessed to get to say you're my friend.
Thank you. Likewise.
Not just my colleague, but my friend. And
thank you.
I do this thing when I'm talking with kids in different groups, and I call it "If You Really Knew Me." And it's one of these things that really social, emotional ties to get, especially young groups, right? So I share with them, I said, if you really knew me, you would know if I say or call you friend, you can call me anytime, day or night. I'll answer.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Well, thank you.
So with the folks out there, if we really knew Chef Julia, gotta dig deep, right?
It's a serious question. I think I'm loyal to a fault. Just if you need me, same. And I think that's a typical kind of person in a kitchen.
Yeah.
It takes a team.
It does.
Doesn't matter who's on top or bottom. Without each of those people on the ladder, nothing gets done. And that's, I love that. I feed off of that group, and I need to be a part of that team.
It's
so,
that team. Yes.
I think, and then it becomes a family.
Yeah. It's funny. The last kitchen I ran was years ago. I had hair. I was about, twice the size I am now. And I'll never forget, I'm supposedly F&B and executive, whatever those titles are. I don't give a crap about titles, especially when the heat is on in the kitchen, right? So I'm back working with my dishwasher, because, and so a couple of, Chef, what are you doing? I'm thinking to myself, guys, people, if the dishes get clogged up, nobody works, right?
The most important part of the team.
Exactly. So, and it took me a while. It took my team a while to realize, okay, we go back and help out where it's needed, right?
Yeah.
And then when the dishwasher has time, we can teach him or her how to garmager.
And they can help out when prep is low.
Yes. Any tips like that you want to share? Again, I could spend all day with you, and we got to get ready to cook.
Yeah.
However, one thing to help unite your team. What is any tips?
Well, check the ego at the door and just make sure you're taking feedback and listening to everybody. Everybody has a good idea.
Exactly. Chef Julia, you're the bomb diggity. Another Julia who was a mentor of mine and Rochelle's, and you got that heart. I'll never forget when I met her. She said to me, I asked her if I should go to culinary school, and she said, "Curtis, with your passion, just cook." And anyway, it's another one of those great chefs up there looking down on us.
Yeah, one of the reasons I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sure, I think UCLA thing with pride, right? Bruins. All right. Next chef is Rochelle coming up. Rochelle, hop in. Thank you. You are. Before we get to Chef Ro, how about you meet a great dude, Chef Joe, Chef Joey. He's the executive of the whole bang, and also take a look at some more of UCLA from above. When I say he's the chef of the whole bang, that means he's the executive chef for all the eating spots on the UCLA campus. Peace, and as always, spread love. Go Bulldogs. Oh, and the Bruins too. Hey y'all, it's me, Chef Curtis, with a new friend, Chef Joey.
Hello, Chef.
Nice to meet you.
The word on the streets, you're a Georgia Bulldog.
Hey man, I'm a Bulldog, but I'm a Bruin fan too.
All right, we'll let you in here for today.
Thank you. So I was talking with a friend of yours, Al, and he was talking about how the work you do around here. You guys are, I don't want to say the two-headed monster because you do great stuff. So what do we call you? The two-headed angel?
Yeah, I think it's thunder and lightning. We're not sure who's thunder and who's lightning.
Right? We'll just get it done right. So now, are you the executive chef for the whole Bruin campus?
Yeah, that's what they tell me. I'm an executive chef for dining services, which encompasses our dining facilities for our students, our residents on the Hill.
Right.
We have a hotel on campus, a restaurant. So we do catering and banquets. So we have our hands full.
So Al goes out and gets people to come in, and you have to feed him, right? Is he a tough guy to work for? Or is
he tells me what to do. We get it done. It's really a group effort. We have a team of chefs and great general managers. We work together. We have one mission. The mission starts from the top down. It's the same mission.
I love it.
Great foundation we have here. So,
and from what I'm picking up, working around and being around UCLA, the students are at the heart of everything you seem to do around here. Am I wrong in that assumption, or?
No, I think you're right on. Right, they're the basis for whatever we do here. They lay the foundation. We build upon it. Right, so we want to enhance their experience. They're very smart individuals coming to UCLA, so we want to really kind of take that passion for studying and kind of try to apply it to our cooking techniques.
One of the things now, this program that we are working in and working with is the student need. Am I saying that correctly? Is that the correct term?
Correct.
Student needs. And
like food insecurities is what we're looking at. Yes.
And I guess that was really highlighted or lowlighted during COVID when we found that so many students, even here at this wonderful institution, were a little bit had some food shortages. How do we go about helping these students at UCLA, around Westwood and Los Angeles? Because you all are not just about Westwood, you're about all of LA, I'm learning.
We are. I think it's about getting the message out. It's very hard for our students. I think a lot of them are prideful, right? So we want to make it easy access to come in on campus, work with our team, our campus team, to get the information to us to see how we can better service them. Because at the end of the day, we work for UCLA, we work for the University of California, right? It's all about the students. It's all about making sure we take care of them.
So you hit on something that I want to share, and hopefully you and I together, because I get chicken skin, as we say in the South. I get goosebumps when we talk about students, young people who may be experiencing some difficulty, and he or she or they don't know how to come forward and ask for help. So I share with as many people as possible. When I was a young person, I didn't read. And I didn't learn to read till I was 26. So what I'm hoping you, myself, Al, Chef Rochelle, Chef Judah, that the work that we're doing is that we can help the students or anyone feeling some insecurity, that it's okay to ask for help. When I asked my tutors that taught me to read, it changed my life. So, and I hope we can share that with these programs. Like, what would you say to a student or a group? How do we get them to know it's okay to ask us for food?
Well, I always tell my kids it never hurts to ask, right? Because if you don't ask, the answer is going to be no matter what.
Exactly.
So I think it's just being accessible to them, making sure they understand our mission, and really, driving the sense of we want to nurture and maximize their talents here at the university as much as possible. So, it's not an easy road, but it's a road that we're going to travel and make sure we do our best.
I'm getting emotional because when I think about what it was like, and when we talk about food insecurities, and we've got these incredible people on campus, young people, and that whole saying about they are our future, right? You're a dad, I'm a grandfather now, Chef, and students, I'm 63, Chef's only 25. How do you get 5 kids
26,
at 25?
But
20.
I agree with that.
But the point is, y'all, we want to help you. So please don't be ashamed or embarrassed. If you see us in these coats or without these coats, if you're hungry, I'm going to help you. And I feel like my brother Joey will too.
Yeah, it's just this next generation could have the cure for cancer, right?
Yes.
So the last thing we want them to do is worry about a salad or a soup or a piece of chicken that you're going to be cooking today. Those are the worries that we don't want them to have.
Right on. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Chef. But now, the 5 kids, can you give me their first names, right? What's...
Yeah, Mary, Joseph, Rory, Grace, and Anthony.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah.
He didn't mess up one of them. My mom used to call
I had
him
a lot
Fred
of practice.
When she got married.
Yeah.
So
now I don't call them by those names. I mix them up all the time. But yeah, we.
I look forward to meeting those little gang. That little gang.
Well, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you
very
for
much.
the work you're doing here at UCLA, for UCLA, and with UCLA. My favorite saying and my personal motto, Chef, is spread love.
Got it.
And I feel like you do that here at UCLA.
We try.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Here with my sister. People say she can't be your sister. Different mama, different daddy, same
father.
Word. Would you tell everyone your real name?
Rochelle Huppin. That.
And my sister. That is her name.
That's my name.
She has 3 incredible kids: Samantha, Abraham, and Leah, my nieces and nephew. Big ups to you guys. They truly are. They still call me Uncle Curtis after all these years. Ro.
Yes, they do.
Now, I'm going to brag on you because you won't brag on yourself. One of the first women to graduate from the CIA, Culinary Institute of America. You have worked in some incredible kitchens around the country. You started this incredible company, Chefware. Am I showing the logo?
Yes, you are.
By the way,
that.
This jacket, thank you for this.
You're welcome.
This is gorgeous. And one of the things too that I didn't know when we first met was that you graduated from this incredible university.
I did.
Now, tell me about your passion coming back here and working on this Students Lead program. I'm so proud of you, sister.
Well, as chefs, what do? We try and feed people, and even more so when we know that they need the food.
Right.
So when Monroe, the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, approached me about this project, hi Monroe, it was like, yeah, let's do this. This sounds amazing.
So
and I also didn't realize how big the problem was.
Neither did I. I mean, we don't think about it. Not that we live in silos, because we don't. However, you don't think of major institutions like UCLA, University of Georgia, or Georgia Tech, these places having students with food insecurities. We're finding out they are, though. There she is. I know, Seppi. I'm going to finish this interview with Rochelle, but yeah. So we are, that's Seppi. She's an incredible woman. We're going to meet her later. But yeah, so we're here today to help with
helping students who are at risk for hunger, homelessness, and whatever we can do. I mean, I found out